lesson 3.4. Today we will be introducing picker view and how to send a data from one screen to another. So we are going to move the tree that we have done up so that we can have another space to put in the new screen. Okay, so you hold shift to select the three views, and after you shift it up, then we will have space to put in a new view controller. Okay. Okay, and next we'll be creating a new button. Okay, link it to the new screen. Done. Next, we will be creating a new VC file. So Cocoa Touch class, and we're going to call this picker VC. Next, we are going to link this to the new view, identity inspector, picker VC. Done. Okay, so open up the assistant. Forgot how to open up the assistant, go to editor, assistant. Okay, next. So we will give you a title. Today we will be doing one for the Pokédex. So I'm going to call this Pokédex. Okay, picker Pokédex. Back. Okay, so the picker, the next thing you need to do is we want to round the picker button. So declare as outlet. Okay, we are ready. Next. So in the picker VC, okay, we are going to add in a new object. So type in picker. Okay, we are going to use the picker view. Okay, check out the picker view. Put it at the top. I'm going to adjust the size. Done. Next, we'll add in a label. We're gonna make it label will be font size will be 36, centered, and I think I will make it slightly taller. Okay, and I'll just put it to the edges. Done. Okay, so we have a label at the center and the picker. So maybe we take a look at it first. Picker. So now it looks like this. There's no data, so it doesn't. You cannot choose anything. So a picker is actually like a slot machine or like a drum. Okay, like this, like a drum. So when you roll that time, it will choose. Okay, more like a slot machine or yeah. So we are going to start to do up this. Okay, so in order to use the picker, we need to use type in UI picker view. Okay, so we need to add in these two, picker view delegate and data source. So the delegate is to create a structure for the picker view. Okay, and the data source is to tell you where to get the data. So picker view delegate, then UI picker view delegate, then we have UI picker view data source. Okay, so these two done. So when you type in these two in, they will Xcode actually prompt you that do you want to add the protocol stubs. So it's helpful. You can click fix and you will add in these two. Okay, so component, what is component? Component is this. So this is one component, and rows are these Mountain View, Sunnyvale, Cupertino, and so these are the rows. So we will want it to create the columns and components and rows. Okay, when we fill in here, next we will have the outlets. Okay, we are going to declare the outlets. So this will be called picker view. Yeah, I'm going to just call it picker view, and this will be called label. Okay, done. So these are the outlets for today, and next we are going to in order for it to run, we will need to put in a few more things here. So picker view, so just now we just created outlet. We will call picker view dot delegate. So we are telling you that this is where you get the delegate to create the picker view. Okay, so this is the delegate, this to get the delegate to create the structure. Okay, then we have picker view dot data source. This is the view to get the data source. Okay, so next we run. Oops, cannot run yet, so this one need to fill in first. Later then we will fill in. So we want to fill in, we need to get the data. So how are we going to get the data? So the Pokédex actually we have it on here, okay, in the Git book, okay, the webbook that I created. So the data sheet, this is where we have all the data. Okay, so I click on the data sheet. Okay, this is the data, the table. Okay, this data is all script from the these data are script from the official Pokemon website. So all this is actually this is data, but actually use the function to actually script from the Pokemon.com. So how many Pokemon are there for the first edition, the red and blue? There are actually 151 Pokemons. So we don't want to have too many lines of data on this view, so we should create another separate document to hold the data. So we are going to do that now. So command N. Okay, this time round we are not going to use a Cocoa Touch class, we are going to use Swift file. Next, we are going to call this data. Okay, data.swift. Then next thing that we need to do is class okay, and then we will call this data, okay, class data, and then we will have let Pokemon equal to, okay, and then we have let type equal to, okay, this. Next, so Pokemon, we are going to paste in all the names for the Pokemon and the type, okay, in order. So let's say this table, this is the first Pokemon, Bulbasaur. The first type is grass poison, so we have it in here, okay. So you just need to come to here, and then you can copy from these cells, okay, that I actually created to format all the data. So the Bulbasaur, then the first type is here, the second Pokemon Ivysaur, and grass poison also, okay. So it is in order based on their order. So I'm going to copy the name of the Pokemon, and I'm going to just very simple, we just paste this in, and it's done, okay. All the names of all the Pokemons is in. Next, we copy the type and we paste in here the type, okay, done. So Pokemon and type filled in into this data.swift. Next, we will go back to our picker vc.swift, and we will say that for the components we are going to return 1, okay, because only for the Pokemon, so we are going to return one component, okay. And next, we will need to get the data, so we will say let picker data pd equal to data, okay. So done. Then we will say return pd dot, okay. So this is getting the data from this data.swift. So pd is data. So when I put pd dot, these are the two, okay, so we can get from here. So I'm going to take the Pokemon, pd dot Pokemon dot count. So we are counting the array, okay, this array, count how many Pokemons are there. We are not going to just type in the number, we will get it to count for us how many Pokemon is in here, and it will create the number of rows, okay. So this is to okay. So let's just build this first, okay. So so this is to get the column, this is to get the row. Next, we will need to get the title. So we type in picker, and then there will be a menu for you. So depending on what you want to choose, what you want to change, we are going to use this title for row. So every single row, what should we display for the picker, okay. So for every single row, we are going to return pd dot Pokemon. For row 1, it will fill in with the first Pokemon. For the second row, it's going to fill in with second Pokemon. So we are going to use these to fill it in. So this is how we do it. So take the row, okay, we call the number, and this every single row, it will run this to fill in the title for row. We can try this now. Okay, so the names of the Pokemon is filled in here, okay. So next, when we choose the row, we will want to change the label. We want to change the label to get the type. So we are going to type in picker, okay. This time round, we will say did select row. When the picker stop is select a row, we want it to fill in the label. So we are going to say label dot text equal to pd dot type row. Okay, whichever row is stopped, you will call the number, it will take the type and fill it into the label dot text. So we're gonna run this. Okay, so when we roll this, Charmander is fire, Bulbasaur is grass and poison, Squirtle is water. So this is correct. Okay, next, so we have the title and the select row done. The next thing that we are going to do, okay, we go back to the storyboard. Okay, what we are going to do is when we start this, okay, when we run this picker, you can see that it starts with Bulbasaur, but the label, it doesn't show the type for Bulbasaur. So we are going to fix that. We're going to type it here, label.text equal to pd.type. The starting is always 0. Okay, the first data is actually 0, not start with 1, it's 0. So we are going to put pd.type 0. Run this again and picker, done. So Bulbasaur, grass poison. Okay, so this part is complete. Next, we are going to add in a button. Okay, the button will be, I want it to be bigger, so I'm going to choose the size to be 36. More info. So when you click on this button, you will get more info on the Pokemon. Okay, so next we are going to, so when we turn this, right, so when we turn it to, so picker, when we turn this to Charmander, fire, we want to click on more info and I want to show more information about the Pokemon that was selected. So the data that is the row that was selected here will need to be passed over to the new screen. And for how do you pass data from one screen to another screen, we will need to use another view. So we are going to get in another view controller. Okay, and next, when you click more info, it will show this. Okay, and when we click on this bar here, we will say the back button will be Pokédex. Okay, so when I click, this page will be click Pokédex, go back to Pokédex. Okay, next we will need to create a new Cocoa Touch class for this new view. So this will be called Info VC. Okay, create. Done. Okay, then we will need to set the identity to the class to info VC. Okay, done. Next, what we will do is we will give it the title. So here, self.title equal information. Okay, run this. Picker. So for now, it doesn't pass the information by clicking, and you will go to information and Pokédex, and go back to Pokédex, and then go back to menu. Okay, so this is how we can create. Okay, so we are going to start now. When we click on more info, we will want to pass some information over. So in order to do that, if you want to receive the information, you will need to create a variable. So var selected row integer. Okay, so depending on how many data you want, so you can create the variables so that the variables that you want can be passed over here. Okay, so we create this variable first to take in that data. Next we will go to go back to picker. Okay, and what we're going to do is so let's say this has been chosen already. How do we actually pass it over is actually here. Okay, so in storyboard based application, okay, you need to, this is where you get the new view controller, and then you pass it over to the new view controller. So we will need to uncomment this portion. Okay, and we are going to start here. Okay, so we will say that let destination VC equal to segue dot destination as info VC. Okay, so segue destination, the destination that you want to pass it to as info VC. Okay, you need to add in this to force it. So just click fix, and that's done. So this will be, the destination VC will be info VC. That's what it's trying to say. Then we will say that destination VC dot selected row. Remember, we created this selected row in this info VC. So click on this. So we are saying that the new destination VC variable selected row, which is this, what we created just now, okay, will be equal to picker view dot selected row in component. There is only one component. Okay, there can be multiple components, so we can say picker view dot selected row in component 0. Okay, the first component, there's only one component here, so 0. Okay, so whatever was selected will be passed on to the new view. Okay, next, so once this is done, we will be able to go to here, and we will be able to use that to create, to put in the image. Okay, we are going to put in a new image. Okay, so we'll just put it here. Okay, and later we want to fill in this image. So the image we are going to fill in is actually all from the Pokemon.com. Okay, I have actually you have it here, so I download it into this zip, so you can actually download it, or but actually it's all hosted in the Pokemon website. Okay, so I'm just going to download this, which I have already done. Okay, so it is in my downloads folder. It's here. Okay, so one will be the power saw. Okay, so it's a square shape. Okay, so this is a square, 475. So what we are going to do is we are going to import in the picture. So we are going to create a new group. This will be called Pokemon. Okay, and we will right click, add file to L3 collection. Okay, so there is no files in the L3 collection. Okay, so if you don't want to just copy and paste it into the L3 collection, what you can do is we can navigate to the folder, so downloads. Okay, Pokemon. Okay, and we choose all this picture here. So you just click on the first one, you can Command A, select all, okay, and you make sure that copy items if needed is checked. So you add, and it starts to get all the picture. Okay, and if we look at the Finder, let's go to desktop. Okay, so just now we created resources, Pokemon. Okay, all the Pokemon is copied into this folder. Okay, so done. Okay, the copying is done, all is here. So later we can fill it in here. Next is we are going to make this a square because the pictures are square, so easy. We will change this to 374 by 374. Okay, so now it's a square. Next, we will add in a text view. So type text. Instead of text view, we are going to use text view. So text view, we are going to just put it here and adjust the size to here. Okay, and we are going to change this to 374 as well. Okay, 374 by 374. I'm going to make the font size bigger for me to read, 36. Okay, done. And next, so in this text view, actually you can also edit it. So if you don't want people to edit it and you don't want it to be selectable, you can uncheck it. Okay, uncheck from here, and it's good to look through all the settings. Okay, so you know what you can do. So we have the text view and the image done. Next thing that we want to do is we want to declare the output outlets. Outlets. Okay, let me see. Yeah, outlets, correct. Okay, so outlets. So we are going to declare this as image view. Okay, and this will be text view. Okay, done. Okay, so these two is declared already. The next thing that we want to do is from here, when we choose the more info, the image should be load to these two. So what we want to say here is this is passed over, and then we need to say let PD equal to data. Okay, so that we can get the data from data.swift. Okay, so we are going to get it from data.swift. Okay, so next thing that we want to do is we are going to fill in data.swift with the new data. So this will be let image equal to, and let info equal to, okay, like this. Next we go to our Google Sheet. Okay, so the names of the photos are here, so later we'll call them by name. Okay, so when we call it out, it will display the right image. So I'm copying this and just paste it inside here. Done. Next, for the info, we are going to copy from here. Okay, copy and click here and paste it in. Okay, done. So all is good. Okay, as long as is in the double quotation mark, okay, you know that this is the first set of data. So we go back to info vc.swift, and here we will say that when it loads image view dot image, okay, take note, image, it is you need to use a UI image. So image equal to UI image bracket, okay, and choose name. So you call it by the name. So name will be PD dot image. Okay, pd.image. So there are so many options now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 option image, and which image? We call out the number. The number will be the selected row. Okay, exclamation mark. Okay, so you will force unwrap it. Next, we will say that the text view dot text is equal to pd dot info row selected row. Okay, done. We are going to try it out. Okay, so picker, now we roll this to Charmander, fire, more info, there we get our Pokemon, and when we drag the data, okay, it appears nicely. Go back, let's try to go all the way to, maybe we should try, let's look at the Nidoran, poison, more info, okay, Nidoran. Okay, so it works. That's it for lesson 3.4. Thank you. This is a bonus lesson outside of lesson 3. It's for those who are interested in multiple components in picker view and using picker view as an input. So we will create a new project. I'm going to call this bonus. Okay, in this bonus, we will add one text field. Change the border style. I will put the placeholder as pick your class. Okay, and font size, I'm going to change it to 36, centered, and okay, so this is our text field. Okay, so next we are going to open up the assistant. We are going to use the picker, so we will need to have the picker delegate, picker view delegate, and picker view data source. Okay, done. Then we will add in the protocol stubs. Then we will have declarations and outlets. Okay. So the declaration will be for the data. I'm going to just put it here. Let array level equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and let array class equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that. S1, S2, S3, and S4. Okay, so these two is going to be the components, and then we have another one, let picker equal to UI picker view. Okay, so this is to later we can use this to call out as an input view for this. So that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to say picker dot delegate, okay, equal self. Okay, so picker is this picker that I just declared. Okay, delegate, and then picker dot data source, also self. Then next we will say text, we haven't declared text field. Okay, we'll just put as txt box. Okay, so text box. Okay, and from here we will say text box dot input view. Okay, input view. Okay, custom input view to display when text field becomes the first responder. Input view equal picker. Okay, done. So the picker will be the input for the text box. Now we are going to do the structure for the picker. So for this, next time round we are going to return 2 instead. Okay, because we have 2. Okay, for the components. Next we have the number of rows in component. Now depending on which component, for this is 4, for this is 8, we will need to change. So we will use the if else statement. So if component is equivalent to 0, now starting component, the count is always 0. Okay, then this will be 1 actually. So 0, if 0, it will be the level. So return array level dot count. So we are counting and then return to the number of rows. Okay, next we will return array class dot count. Okay, next for the title for row, we are going to copy this again. I'm just going to paste this in, and we are going to say return array level row, and this row. Okay, done. So it will have the title done. We can set the iPhone to the right size and test it. Okay, for now it will be like this. Okay, so only 1 to 4, and this is until 8. Okay, so this is done. So this is how we do a multiple component. And next is, after we are done with this, we'll say picker did select row. So when we select the row, we want to fill it into the text box. So text box dot text equal to array class array level. Okay, and then we will say picker dot selected row. Okay, selected row in which component? Component 0. Okay, so it will get from component 0 the selected row from the picker, and the number, it will use the number to call out whichever level it should be. Okay, so next we will plus the dash, then we will plus array class, and again same thing, picker dot selected row in component, this time round 1. Done. So we're going to run this. So now when I choose, okay, it will auto change it to the class. Okay, but so how are we going to dismiss this picker? Okay, so in order to dismiss the picker, we should put in here as override function touches ended. So when we touch outside of the picker, we will, or anything that is not supposed to be touched, it will dismiss the keyboard. So this is what we did for BMI calculator. Self.view.end editing true. Okay, run. So click on this. So seg408, and we click dismiss the keyboard. That's it for the bonus.